to be honest. I don't know what happened, but we need a redo.
I hate to be one of those women that come on TikTok and cry, and people are like, why is she doing that? I'll tell you that almost 2 years ago, my ex and I divorced after 23 years of marriage. And it's been almost 2 years. It has been the hardest, most loneliest time of my life. I mean, if somebody would have said that I would feel and walked through what I have walked through, I would have said, no, I won't, because I will not make it. I will not survive very long. I just pulled in my driveway from work, and I don't want to go inside because my kids aren't home this week. I also, when I look to the left, I see our basketball court and 2 basketballs in the yard. And I'm not going to move those. They're reminders of these precious children that I have. And that I can't stop. But man, times like this suck when I don't want to go inside my home because there's no one to go home to. No one is in there waiting for me. I will not be greeted by anybody. And that is a really hard place to be.
They thought divorce was freedom. They thought child support would keep them comfortable. They thought life without their man would somehow be easier, happier, and more fulfilling. For years, society has told women that marriage is a trap, men are disposable, and divorce is a fresh start. But now many of those same women find themselves crying, overwhelmed, and full of regret. The dream they were sold has crumbled, and the harsh reality is staring them in the face. This is the story of single mothers regretting the divorces they once celebrated.
Making the video I need to see right now because sometimes life just isn't better after divorce. The thing is, I know it will be. I know it will be, and that's what's getting me through this time. But man, I am really sad. I'm not doing well. I'm not coping well. I miss my husband. I miss my married life, and that's okay to admit. And I just want to feel strong, and I just want to feel like I'm doing well, and I'm just not. I know I'm not the only one.
Sometimes being a single mom makes me feel completely robbed of my motherhood experience. Like, I know deep in my bones that if I had more support, I could show up better. I know I would be more patient. I would have so much more time to just like pour into myself and be a better mom and also pour into my son. But being a single parent or an only parent means that you're literally doing everything on your own. You carry 100% of the burden. And sometimes I wonder who I would be if I had more support. During my pregnancy, especially when Adrian was younger, and especially now. And then you wonder like how your kid's gonna remember you. And usually when you have 2 healthy parents, someone can just step in when the other one's having a mental breakdown or they need space, and you don't get that when you're a single parent. Or at least you don't get that when you're the only parent. And the kicker is that you can never fully lean into your maternal energy because you're always shape-shifting from masculine to feminine because you have to give tough love too. And sometimes I don't want to be the bad guy. Any major life decision, any parenting decision is made completely on your own. And you will spend 50% of the time wondering if it was the right call and not having anyone to be like, yes, babe, that was right. Or you're not crazy. Or I back you on that. Not to mention realizing that literally 90% of the memories that I make with my son, I'm the only one who will remember, and I have no one to share them with because kids don't remember stuff. And I know I'm a good mom, but I just know it's not supposed to be this hard.
Modern culture painted divorce as a glamorous new beginning. Magazines, movies, and even talk shows told women that leaving their husbands would set them free. They were told they would rediscover themselves, that happiness was waiting on the other side of the courtroom.
It's my wedding anniversary today, and because this date has been ingrained in me for so long, of course it was the first thing that I thought about when I woke up this morning. And then I realized, yeah, we're still technically married, but this is far from being a celebratory anniversary. We're knee-deep in the middle of a divorce. He's waking up in someone else's bed while I'm here, and it hit me harder than I thought it would, and I don't know why.
So, papers were filed, families were torn apart, and marriages ended, all in the name of self-empowerment. For a moment, it felt liberating. They got applause from friends and validation from society. They told themselves they were choosing happiness. But what felt like liberation in the moment was actually the beginning of a long, lonely struggle.
In November, I decided I no longer wanted to be a responsible parent, and I gave up my kids. I was just tired of being responsible and caring for them. I felt like I was too young and I wanted to go out there and experience life, and I started dating someone else, so it just didn't fit with my new lifestyle. And I didn't have anything to worry about because the other parent is a very responsible parent. But now I'm here because now I'm in child support, and to top it off, I'm really pissed off that I took care of them all the way up to November, and I couldn't claim them on my taxes because the other parent had already claimed them.
Reality has a way of catching up. What looked like freedom quickly turned into stress, bills, and exhaustion. The ex-husband is no longer around to provide support beyond a court-mandated check, and that check doesn't stretch as far as they imagined. Rent, groceries, medical bills, school costs, all of it falls directly on their shoulders. And as they navigate life as single mothers, they discover that the dating market is far less forgiving than it used to be. In their 20s, they were showered with attention, offers, and admiration. In their 30s and 40s, with children in tow, the attention dries up. Men aren't lining up to play stepdad, and the ones who are interested often aren't the type of men these women once dreamed of. The romantic fairy tale they thought awaited them after divorce never arrives. Instead, they face the harshest chapter of their lives alone.
So what am I supposed to do? He's trying to act like he should only be responsible for 50% of the kids' expenses, and he doubts that they cost $6,000 a month. But I'm like, sir, I am doing 100% of the raising. I feed these kids every night. I put them to bed. I wake them up in the morning. I get them dressed. You're not doing any of that. So you should be 100% taking care of them financially. I told him when we first got together I was never going to get a job and he was going to have to take care of me, and he was okay with that. But now we're divorced and he's saying that he shouldn't be paying my bills.
And this is where the tears come in. You'll hear their stories everywhere if you listen closely. They'll say, "I thought I would find someone better," or "I thought I'd be happier on my own," or even, "I didn't realize how hard it would be." Behind every one of these confessions is a deep regret. The truth is they believe the lies.
So we have a court order signed by the judge that the child goes with him. It's signed by the judge.
What
I-
judge?
The Marion County one. So here's the deal. She's talking about if we take her, she's going to go to jail. We don't want to arrest her because it's going to do nothing but make her look bad. We don't want her in trouble. We don't. So, because then if she tries to go to get the kid back, and it looks like she got arrested. Why we did this? By order of the judge. But please listen to me, dear. By us doing this signed by a judge, if she ends up getting arrested for interfering with this while we're doing it on behalf of a judge, it's going to look real bad on her. And I don't want her in trouble. I don't. Please stress that. So it's signed by a judge.
They believed they could walk away from a husband, from a family, from stability, and somehow come out ahead. But divorce doesn't just end a marriage. It ends a future. It disrupts security. And most tragically, it destabilizes the lives of the children caught in the middle. Single mothers cry not just because they lost a man, but because they lost the life they didn't appreciate when they had it.
My name is Riley. I'm a newly single mom with full custody of her 3 children with little to no help. I was a stay-at-home mom for 4 years, so when their father and I separated, I had only $300 in my bank account. During that time, I didn't have a job or have to worry about paying bills, so when we separated, I quickly realized how expensive life is. So I got a job, and then I got a second job in hopes of being able to afford the babysitter for my first job.
The bigger lesson here is that choices always come with consequences. Modern culture glorifies impulsive decisions, but it doesn't stick around to deal with the fallout. Divorce is marketed as liberation, but for many women, it's the beginning of years of struggle, loneliness, and regret. They thought they could find someone better, but often they already had the best option they were ever going to get. They thought they were escaping a prison, but in reality they walked into a much harsher one, where freedom comes with the crushing weight of responsibility. Their tears aren't just for the past, they're for the future that can never be repaired.
Just fell in the parking lot of Walmart. And I went to grab my phone in that moment that I was hurting. And I wanted to call my husband and cry to him and have him comfort me like he always had after 25 years. The first thing I wanted to do was call him. And then I realized that he's not mine to call anymore. And how alone I really am. And it sucks. It really sucks. And I haven't been able to stop crying since. And I'm fine. But it sucks so bad.
So the next time you see a single mother breaking down about how hard life has become after divorce, remember that this is not just misfortune. This is the cost of believing in illusions. Divorce was sold as freedom, but the price is regret. And in the end, the ones who suffer most are not just the mothers, not just the fathers, but the children who never asked to be caught in the middle of a broken home. Choices have consequences, and in the chronicles of modern society, regret always follows those who thought they could cheat reality. This has been the Sigma Chronicles, where truth cuts deeper than comfort. Until next time, stay sharp, stay Sigma.
I'm really frustrated because my ex, end of sentence, because of so many reasons. Co-parenting is not working. He hates me. You don't have to like me, but he won't communicate with me. He won't do anything. And then today, like, he just lied to our doctor for the kids. And I don't know how to fix it. And he triggers me in every way. And I feel really alone. So I can't go to my mom, because if I go to my mom, I'm just gonna get a lecture and told that I'm not doing enough, and like I'm not doing it the right way, and that, you know, I just need to like put my foot down and like blah 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 and all these other things. And okay, it doesn't matter what I say to him, because it literally goes in one ear and out the other, and he doesn't want to hear it, and he doesn't want to like come to the table and actually problem solve. He just wants to make it my fault, which is, it's his fault at this point. Like at this moment in time, the things that are going on are his fault.
That's today's chapter of the Sigma Chronicles. Subscribe for more unfiltered reality.